Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legends Symbiosis, where today we are hoping to make some headway against Red. Still a little torn on how we want to spend our dust, but like I said, we're going to make that decision on turn 61 when we see the new Refresh the Hero market. We will figure out exactly how much dust is going into pushing forward our faction quest and how much dust we will be putting into buying more governors. We currently only have one ungoverned city, and we know we're picking up a hero soon, and we know that we're going to have to assign that hero to a city, but I'm hoping to pick up another city or two in the near future. Perhaps this one, right here, that Red is so thoughtfully building up for us. So let's take a moment here and plan. Erinla is going to produce a Palladian extractor in 3 turns. That Palladian extractor, thanks to our Silix, is going to produce 2.5 Palladian per turn, meaning that 8 turns after that, on turn 69, we will be able to begin construction on the Coney School of Riders. What is the production cost of that building? It is 800. So as it stands right now, it's going to take quite a while to put together. And then after we finish it, we have 6 turns of Hakiowai being a governor, which means that we are looking at, like, generously turn 80 to move on to the step of the faction quest after that. We probably do want to accelerate it a bit. The cargo dock will definitely help. Well, the cargo dock will be a lot of extra production for Erinla, because once we have this extractor up, we are working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 water tiles, each of which will get 5 additional production from the cargo dock, plus the cargo dock itself has bonus production on it because it'll be leveled up to 2 immediately. Yeah, it's still slow. So I'm definitely thinking that spending dust on Palladian would be nice. We do have a lot of glass, steel, and titanium income that we can use to sell off to help us afford more Palladian. Fakir has relocated down here. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure there is not 30 dust water on the market. There is not. And we just moved our entire army, such as it is, over to the other side of the continent, so we will not be engaging with Fakir, unfortunately. I don't really want Blue to get him, but I don't know that there's a lot we could do about it right now if Blue wanted to get him. And honestly, if Blue's going to use him to attack Purple, that's probably okay for us. Purple is definitely the person I am most worried about winning the game. We have seen the Vaulters disregard a science victory in favor of, like, getting into the End Era and researching Serum of Eteru first a couple of times now, so it's entirely possible they'll do that. Even if they do get a big science runaway, they may not use it to win right away. They do love the violence. But I think I'm still most worried about them winning. Red could certainly win a dust victory, but we plan to interfere with that ourselves. And we still don't know anything about green. We've not seen any green borders through the mist or anything. I have no idea where they are or what they're doing. Are you guys at war yet? You are not at war yet. I assume they will be, though. Yeah, it's very hard to be peaceful neighbors with a necrophage. And Red and Pink are at war, and Pink has put up the call for assistance, which we are probably going to answer. And who knows? Maybe we'll be able to make good friends with Pink, get some ocean trade going or something. That's always pretty valuable. Okay, let's get a move on here. So what is my plan? We have 3 turns left in this Eclipse. We're definitely not doing any retrofitting. 3 turns left in this Eclipse is enough time to run in here, grab this Eclipse Temple. Hopefully Red doesn't have an army over there. And then get in the water. We could do that same turn, right? With all this extra movement. And then get up here and Eclipse search this temple as well. So we're actually still in a position to make quite a bit of money. But this is not an urgent move. This move is. Let's see if we can search some stuff really quickly here before getting attacked. We have enough health to survive 1 retreat. Let's hope that's all that we need. If we can move pretty quickly here, get searches on both of the visible ruins and then jump in the water, we should be able to survive. Just gotta make sure we execute this part as quickly as possible before those haunts decide to attack us. Okay, safety. And they're just now beginning to react. So what did we find? We got ourselves 80 dust and 110 science. So that was very impressive. What's our overall science output right now? 512? Jeez. 110 is a very significant percentage of a turn worth of our science. I think that took a turn off of cargo docks for us, actually. That's pretty cool. All right. As always, trying to let the AI have the time they need to move their armies around. Okay, Kakwag looks very destroyable. And it looks like they've been having some trouble over here. They have not been able to prevent people from pillaging their stuff. That's a little inconvenient. There's enemies everywhere, slowing down my movement. Okay, well this will be nice and easy. Oh, we're close enough to be feeding XP to feeds on bones. That's nice. Well, I was going to say maybe we should just stand far enough back that we don't have to fight them and let the reinforcements do it. But I suppose it is important that we don't let feeds on bones get killed. Because he won't last stand. He doesn't have any units in his garrison. Also, I actually can't. Eh, you know what? We'll just gang up on him. Do you have enough move? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. You do have enough move to get in there and hit somebody. Let's remember, these guys do have sweep strike back in addition to circular attack. Let's make sure we're attacking them from sensible angles. Also, I totally forgot about the fact that the movement conflux also gives a ton of battle movement. So yeah, we were 100% for sure going to be able to reach that guy no matter what. There's no space we could have started in that would have been far enough away for that not to be true. Alright, this is a little awkward. I guess the sweep strike back is not a big deal if we attack from here, because it's not like Feeds on Bones is going to be in any danger after this battle. He's going to have plenty of time to heal up. And I do want to attack with Mykara. Sweep Strike Back, like Chain Lightning, deals damage to the nearby units based on the damage dealt to the unit that is actually the focus of the counterattack. So if you can ensure that you're attacking with somebody who has a lot of defense, either because they're naturally a high defense unit, or they're attacking with a lot of morale, or from a forest base or something, you can blunt the impact of the Sweep Strike Back on everybody. There's a lot of little bits to manage in the combat system in this game. It'd be very easy to forget things, and you know that's true because I have a billion hours in this game and I forget things all the time. But I love a system that's difficult to optimize, where you really have to work to keep your head on straight. As you probably have gathered from watching me play stuff on the channel, and I don't think we have anything else that needs doing this turn, although I'd love to get... So, we're not going to get this then, right? Because when the counter reaches 0, the Dust Eclipse ends. It doesn't... It'll say 1 next turn, but that doesn't mean there's 1 turn left. That means this is the last turn. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get that. That being the case, do I even want to get in the water? I mean... This was not really my plan, but we could just attack red next turn. Alright, they've left themselves in a very vulnerable position. I don't know how well we would survive the counterattack, though. The city, it's so beautiful. And we have no sense at all. Ooh, hey, that's a pink land region right there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to attack red this turn. Or red right away. We have no sense at all of how strong red's military is the primary reason for that. They could have like a couple of strong armies right off in this other region here and just punish us horribly for the declaration. So we're going to back off for the moment. I think I want to just fall back across. Not really a lot else for us to do. There's not a lot of reasons for us to be in our territory, but it certainly doesn't help us to be in their territory. I guess, you know what, it would be kind of beneficial. This is the Wings of Ruin. It would be kind of beneficial for us to scout the rest of this region, I suppose. Maybe we just go ahead and get in the water and have a look around over here anyway. Even though we're not going to get that ruin. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead here. As you can probably tell what I was going to say from watching me play games on the channel, I don't really want to play a game where it's easy to always do all the right things. I like a game that is both deep enough and complex enough that I have trouble performing optimally. Oh, that is a fire ship. Maybe we don't want to jump in the water immediately. And what does this offer? Offer of peace. If only I will give you additional technology. That seems very unlikely to me. Yeah, I don't really want to jump in the water next to that. They don't seem to have anybody coming over here after us. I'm going to just stay put for a moment. I think we're going to refuse this. Got no interest in being peaceful with Red. Alright, I think we're going to stick with this Empire plan. It has served us well so far. And what do we want to pick up? Where am I at on expansion disapproval right now? It is 40. So, bread and circuses would take us down to 30 points. Every city in the Empire gaining 10 points of approval puts us at... Boy, I wish it would show you the percentage here. I think it puts us at Fervent in Rexos, Happy in Omgar, and it looks like it maintains Happy everywhere else. It does not then push our Empire approval level up at all. Or not up into another tier. Okay. That's probably not a huge priority. We could go back and get Diplomat's Bants to try to negotiate with Pink, see if we can get Pink to bribe us into the war. We could, of course, just go for Dust Refinery or Plow Factory, both of which are great. Although, Plow Factory we're going to have a hard time building in the near future. We could go back and get Sewers, because we're still not at Fervent consistently anywhere. We could get Aquapulvistics. We have a lot of sea tile exploitation. Actually, I kind of like the idea of getting Aquapulvistics. It's not as powerful as the techs that are up here for Dust, but it is much, much cheaper to build. And Aquapulvistics would be immediately useful almost everywhere. The downside, of course, is that it only acts during the summer. And we are about to hit winter. I expect after the Dust Eclipse ends, it's going to become winter almost immediately. Yeah, if we're going to go for a Dust Tech, I guess Dust Refinery now and then Aquapulvistics after the winter is probably the more sensible way to go. Remember, we're still planning to get alchemical armor for free from that quest. This will let us build up stockpiles by dealing siege damage. I don't know that we're going to want to sit around dealing siege damage. Like, there's also definitely some value in the National Museum, if only we could afford to build some. I think we're going to go for... I'm going to go for the Dust Refinery. I do think it's quite powerful. There's also something to be said for Reaping Station. I guess going after all the grass silk that we have. What does it cost to pop a booster? Is it 30 right now? It is. So a single extractor, or a single extractor on each of the 3 deposits that we have now would produce exactly enough grass silk to keep us running the booster 100% of the time, which would be pretty cool. We don't see any Dorgeshi, so we can't buff the output of that. I think I'm going to go for the Dust Refinery first. We have the opportunity here to really push our dust super hard and then use that to buy out a lot of the rest of the stuff that we research. I think that's the way we're going to go. Getting a hold of fancy weapon tech and stuff is probably a lot less important now that we know that we will not have the resources to actually make use of it. So what do I want to do with you? I kind of want to just sail out into... Oh, hey, we do see territory taken over by Green. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to meet Green. I think that's one of the most important things we could do here. We just have to get a better view of the world. If we were going to declare war on Red, what would be the... Okay, the war declaration cost is 75. So that's a few turns from now. Obviously, we could bump some people over onto influence production. Wait a minute. Am I not allowed to build a cargo dock here? Why not? It can only be built on coastal waters or ocean with exploitation. This is inland waters. This is not ocean. Right. You know, I saw that it was a region unto itself and just assumed that would make it ocean water, but it's totally not. That means Omgar also cannot build... Yeah, Umgar can also not build cargo docks. And see, yeah, this tiny little region here is ocean, so Arindla can. That plan still works. I didn't even check. I didn't realize it was possible for a water region to generate, like, a whole region that is just inland water. Huh. Okay, well, that does change things a little bit. This is still ocean, so we'll still be able to build a cargo dock in Sayap. This is ocean, so Rexos is fine. Oh yeah, yeah, like this has to be ocean because it's connected to the greater ocean through a narrow, narrow series of straits. So after we finish this burrow, we have to build another burrow to max out a district, to level up a district in order to get the free thing from that quest. That's a little awkward. Okay, so you just need to get over here and join us. What do we do with this army? We probably just bring them home. And I want to explore, but I also don't want to get killed. So we can jump in the water here. He's out of movement, right? Yeah. From the water here and just make sure that we jump back out of the water immediately at the beginning of the turn. We're not going to grab that pearl because it will make somebody mad. Rexos has finished their chapel, and yeah, I guess this is worth building. That's worth picking up. And then we need to start building military units, probably. Do we want to bump people back over to food here? We certainly have some good expansion prospects. I know we need to get a little bit more volcano farming going over by Arindla. That's one of the reasons I want to build a military unit. Just so that we can have somebody run over there and do that. Maybe it's best to build a golem rider. It's not the button I want. Let's get ourselves a golem rider who can participate a little bit more usefully in battle. If we're talking about going up against Broken Lords, it is possible that we could have the initiative advantage, but I don't think that the long spears are going to be very ideal against them, so probably we still want the claws. So you're 377, you're only 320. And that's with the improved movement trinket. Yeah, alright. It is in fact a stone sentinel over the golem rider. Alright, let's make sure that we press this button. I would hate to have all of these wonderful, terrible units get attacked by a single fire ship and have to lose all of their health. Alright, any turn after this one could be the beginning of winter. I expect it to be soon. This is also the turn when we get a new group of heroes on the market. So let's go have a look at that. We found ourselves 25 Moonleaf. Oh, also a crossbow. I forgot we even had that quest. How many turns are left on that Moonleaf booster? Okay, 3, and we'll be able to reactivate it immediately, which is pretty cool. Let's go have a look at the marketplace. So we do have access to a couple of... Ooh, Science Boost 2, Industry Efficiency 2. That's awfully interesting. We could certainly use the extra approval. And we have a bunch of cities that aren't actually large enough to get much use out of it, but the one city that we don't have governed is a pretty good place to put Ululani Raui, probably. The Exit the Chosen that was up there just got purchased, so that guy's not even on the block. Yeah, I think let's pick you up. So here in Rinla... Yeah, Industry Efficiency Science Boost is really nice. We get full use out of this hero by just keeping everybody on Industry, and that took a turn off the cargo docks immediately. Yeah, we do definitely need to get in a better dust position. I think that the refinery is the right move. Ah, that's right. We can't see their stats while they're in the ships. We can only see the stats of the transport ships. Alright, well... Look around over here a little bit. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get a little bit of a glimpse of where the pink and red conflict actually is, like across the water or something, when we move over to the shore there. And here in this city, we actually have a ton of stuff that still needs building. Well, let's start with probably the central market. Push ourselves up to fervent. And then, yeah, we have a lot of really important stuff to do yet. We still have some trade routes to establish. That's going to help a lot, obviously, with the money. So what is the cost? Has the cost of palladium changed any? No, it has not. Kind of hoping somebody might sell a bunch. Alright, well, there's no sense in buying palladium until we can afford to buy enough to get the building started, right? So we do have some extra resources we could sell. None of it's terribly valuable. The glass steel is still remarkably valuable, though. We can definitely afford to sell some of this off now and hope that people buy some and push the price back up a bit. Alright, so in a couple of turns we'll have another look, see if we can scrounge up enough dust to get the school of riders going a couple of turns early. You know, every turn potentially counts. Okay, interesting. Hello, Fakir. How are you? We probably can't challenge him. He and all of his lice are level 1. They still have a lot of damage. Stats, 800 life. So, like, we would deal a lot of damage to him. 60 defense is not very impressive, but he has 138 damage. And he's going to get damage and a half a lot with his 166 attack. That's a tough one. Alright, let's try to squeeze through here. I'd really love to meet Green. Do we have any evidence? No, they haven't built on that watchtower or anything. No ability to tell which faction they might be. We could try trade. We could see if anybody has any dust water. We need better diplomacy tech. One of my favorite things about Endless Legend, actually, is the way that the technology wheel always leaves you without some of the things you would like to have. And a system with prerequisites like Civ has a tendency to funnel you along the same paths every single game, and so you always end up with the same techs. But the way this is designed, with you always needing 9 techs to move up to the next era, but there always being like 11 or 12 techs that would be good for you in each of the wheels, means that you actually do end up missing different things from game to game, and you always feel the pinch. Like, it always feels like a real decision. What am I gonna do? I kind of want to go over there. Like, we can't fight him like this, certainly. I would at the very least have to go back and retrofit. But maybe it's possible to take him by violence. You know what? It might be, what might be a wise idea is actually to hang out up here and see if pink or red goes for him and fails. Because we've seen that happen a couple of times. And then maybe we could snipe him. Well, let's knock these guys out. May as well generate a little bit of XP on our hero. Oh, they're already horribly wounded. That's nice. Wonder how that happened. You guys should probably start over here. We are going to do probably not enough damage to straight up kill the one who has the 98 health. I guess he does have free counter. It kind of didn't matter how we did this. He was going to get 2 hits off either way. And that's very unfortunate. You guys had to leave him just barely alive. Well, alright. Didn't end up mattering. Remember, there's still a legendary deed on the line for whoever gets a hero to level 8 first. And I would like it. I wonder if Red will get mad at us if we take this pearl, because they can see us taking the pearl. It is in a region adjacent to them. That might be enough to get them upset. Okay, yeah, we definitely have some good basic stuff to build here. Pretty bummed out, really, about this inland water thing. This turned out terribly. If we put everybody onto industry... Yeah, I think rushing through these is pretty good. So we'll give it another turn or two before we consider purchasing the Palladian. Remember, when winter starts, it is likely that our dust output will go to hell a little bit, so we don't want to spend all of our dust right as winter's about to fall. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm taking this. If Red doesn't like it, they can declare war on me. I'm sure it'll work out for him. Mr. Longfangs gets to feed a little bit of extra food into his city. Nobody think about where that's coming from or what it is. And at this point, we don't really have enough influence to go negotiating, but we could pick up influence if it looked like a negotiation was a good idea. I think we should pick this up and try to figure out like what is on the table at least. Because especially if Pink feels like they're maybe not going to be able to win the war on their own, you can sometimes, we might be able to get them to pay us a lot to join in. Alright, Greldom desperately needs to put down another burrow, or rather I desperately need Greldom to put down another burrow, and I guess it may as well go here. It feels pretty bad, but we gotta get something leveled up. Yeah, I'm super bummed out that I did not realize. 9 turns, huh? Could we maybe speed that up a little bit? Okay. A little bit. Yeah, this guy, let's get over here and volcano form us up some territory. So let's see. We dropped the volcano former here the last time, so this is already converted. Right there is the ideal tile then. And we just make it out of whatever, right? Yeah, it doesn't much matter. The glass steel is more valuable than the titanium anyway. So keeping... you'll notice there's not a lot of resource change here. You don't always need to volcano form your tiles. Like, if there's no food on them, volcano forming them isn't going to make them, like, super more valuable. But in the case of Arindla, because we have this hero, and because we want to power up Heat of the Hearth as much as possible, we know we're going to be getting volcanology. Here it matters, even though there's no food on the tiles. Okay, we have an opportunity to see some blue troops. Alright, those are alright. They're not incredible. Certainly better than anything we're running, though. It would be bad for us to end up at war with Blue. Hopefully Blue does not realize that. And I think we are kind of in a place of just, like, powering out these dust refineries. We gotta start really focusing on building troops somewhere. Maybe I should do that instead of building the refinery. But obviously, I'd much rather be focused on building the troops over here. Amgar's coming along. When we finish the central market, we might convert into unit building mode, because we're already able to put them out pretty quickly. So how many turns are we? We're 2 turns off of the cargo dock. I mean, this is a pretty good cargo dock. I probably want to let this finish no matter what. So I think I'm pretty sure Arindla is where we are building the Coney School. I know it's a little awkward because like then we're producing extra units on the unit, or we're producing extra XP on the units that we're building furthest away from the front. But I don't think any of our other cities are going to end up anywhere near this one in terms of industry. Yeah, especially like once that dock is done. This is definitely the fastest way to do it. So in 2 turns we will buy the other 10 Palladium that we need and get that moving along. Getting very distracted from my goal of murdering Red, which is probably not a great thing to be doing. It's so hard for me not to focus on infrastructure improvements though, you know? I see the ability to not just make the numbers go up, but to improve the rate at which the numbers go up. It's tough. It's tough to deal with. Okay. I accept. I think that you and I could be the best of friends. Alright, somebody did finish the Institute. Was it purple? It was blue. Okay, keep an eye on blue. They've accumulated an awful lot of legendary deeds. Out of curiosity, is anybody selling huge amounts of dust water? No, nobody is. Do you guys have huge amounts of dust water? Oh, you sort of do. Next turn we're going to have diplomats, Mance. And they might be willing to buy us into this war. Okay. Let's have this army move down this way. I'm going to try to get vision of this city. If Pink was willing to trade us all of those resources to enter the war, all of their dust water, that plus the amount that's on the marketplace right now is exactly enough to buy off Fakir, and then we could use Fakir to help us push, help shore up what is, at the moment, admittedly, not the greatest military in the history of the world. Although it looks like his units are pretty bad and out of date as well, actually. Yeah, this might work. We might actually be able to get away with this. And this city's productive enough to pump out a couple of dudes. Let's get some guys going. When we finish the market here, we'll go into man building mode as well. You need to... Oh, really? It's faster to run along that road. Okay. I will trust that the game did the math in a sensible way. I'm a little surprised that that's already the case. Especially with Sayop not having right-of-way yet. Maybe we ought to finish right-of-way here first. As much as I want these troops, we're probably actually helping get our guys forward more by building the road than we are by building the guys. Alright, and you are just trying to meet... And purple has spread out pretty far here. So this is... Okay, this is the same big landmass. Yeah, I'm definitely a little worried. Is this watchtower? No, it has not been built. At least not that we can tell. Alright. I'm hoping that green is somebody who's going to be a problem for blue and purple, but not somebody who's going to be like a real victory threat. Don't know what the odds of that actually are. Okay, so if Pink was willing to trade us all that dust water, we wouldn't be able to make the deal this turn probably, but we do have influence efficiency in the capital, remember? So we did it. We got our alchemical armor. Hooray. Hold on a second. You get to get that science boost going. And here in Erinla, we are definitely buying 10 Palladians. So 568. I can make 568 happen. We're going to be okay on dust. Don't worry about it. Okay, only 3 turns to build that. That's not too bad. 240 is an okay amount of industry. Oh, wild walkers. Interesting. This is just a lone scouting unit. Obviously just retreat. Well, we met green, and it turns out this part didn't have to happen at all. It also turns out we're going to have to get out of the water anyway. Are you out of movement? No, you are not. Okay, I'm hoping that this army just moves far away from our guy here, because we're going to have to get on land next turn. Alright, I do want to get a better sense of green's territory, so we're still going to head in this direction. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a little nervous about them being a wild walker. Wild walkers can sometimes be a danger. Okay, let's have a chat with Pink. Actually, hold on. First of all, so green knows everybody is at war with Pink. Okay, good to know. Let's have a chat with Pink about all that dust water. Okay, we're going to have to check in with them periodically to see if they get more. If I were to declare war on red on your behalf, you actually don't like that much. It's not enough for me to get a lot of value. Just about enough for me to get 3 dust water. Alright, well, when we're feeling a little bit more like we want to declare, we definitely want to do it that way. And look at this. It turns out they do, in fact, have a huge army nearby. We would have paid the price very seriously for sneaking cockwag, right? They would have just taken it back and then done really horrible things to me. It's alright. We're gonna get real units. It's gonna happen. For right now, you can just get in this garrison, I suppose. Yeah, something like that. So we could take this piece. If we take the piece, it's going to increase the cost of us declaring war on them in the future. Maybe we... No, I want to stick with the plan. I want to be able to declare war on them. I'm definitely increasing the likelihood that they will declare war on me, by the way. That is absolutely a possibility. Think here. We're producing 2.5 titanium and 5 glass steel per turn. We could get a little bit more glass steel. We could get a little bit more glass steel other than that, even. So we could end up using glass steel armor if we wanted to. Is that actually worth doing? Now that we have access to it? Like, the torso piece is 12 defense and 36 health. No, it is really a lot worse than the tier 3 iron armor. Yeah. Unfortunately, the strategic armor pieces just aren't worth using, which is definitely part of the reason that I don't love the armor attack. It does give you access to these, which are nice. In particular, the personal improved damage ring is great. And, of course, the army level trinkets are the ones you can put on heroes are also really nice. Maybe for right now, we should just stay focused on pushing through the faction quest, right? Yeah, look at how good that leveled up cargo dock is. If only we could have gotten one of those in each of our cities. What a mess this has become. Okay. So now it looks like we're good to just start pumping out troops over here. I'm really hoping that it doesn't turn out to be like a total pipe dream, that we could take some stuff off of red. Because first of all, we do need to keep expanding, and secondly, I am always a little worried about Broken Lords. With 2 Harmonite units, search that ruin. Could that be any less convenient? Okay. Please tell me that you are going to attack and narrowly fail to defeat Fakir. You can do it. I believe in you. He's thinking about it. He's considering. He's shuffling his troops around in his stack. Giving it another good little cogitate here. And then go. And then go. No, he's not gonna... Okay. Apparently he will not let me psych him into it. Do we want right-of-way here as well? There's a lot less road to cover. We now have a road that runs, like proper road, that runs all the way up to here. We probably don't need to do that. We probably can go straight into troop production. How much do those rings cost? Are they 6 each? Is that what I'm remembering? Yeah. So each one of these is more than 2 turns worth of titanium. But it is a considerable amount of damage. It's 20%, right? Yeah. We also should probably upgrade the design all the way. I totally forgot to do that previously. Are we going to go... Yeah, we should probably upgrade this as well. As we don't know that we're going to need to cover a ton of ground. Well, the troops that are built in Sayap will need to cover a ton of ground. Yeah, they're going to lose their opportunity if they don't go for it right now. I have to imagine that's what this army was doing. Either that, or this army was coming over here for the purpose of threatening me. I suppose that might be the thing that's happening. Also, I totally forgot to mash on the button, and they just chose not to kill me, which I really appreciate. Make sure we enter that. Who else has movement orders left? Oh, you. Well, you may as well grab this. Oh, we didn't build our chapels here yet either, did we? That's pretty valuable. That's 3 points of population in both of these places. Yeah, as much as I hate to slow down the troop train, 3 points of population is very difficult to argue with. Okay. So... I don't think there's any reason for us to just stay here. It's clear that he's not actually going to attack. Let's just get in the water, get back to our own territory. Just in case, because I think it's possible that a thing could happen. Make sure we hit this button, by the way, so that lone explorer in Purple's territory doesn't get ripped in half. Huh. He didn't move, but his turns left to resettle counter just reset. It's weird. Also, he's just expelling random lice. Random level 4 lice. Okay. Red probably just bought off the black spot. The Morgar player can remove the black spot by choice, but also you can force it off like a market ban from a roving clan, or you can trade to get them to remove it. Again, like the market clan, or like the roving clan market ban. Keeping an eye on this. It would just be really extremely cool if we could steal that Urkan. Yeah, I don't think we can rely on that occurring. Oh, right. Red has boats right there. I lost sight of them for a second and immediately just forgot that they exist. I'm trying to go fast here in the hopes that they will forget to attack me. Yeah, it's strange that Fakir didn't move. I wonder if... Is it the case that everywhere else is settled? Yeah, Fakir might not have any legal places to move to, I guess? Also, we had a lot of stuff happen this turn, apparently. So somebody entered a new era. Green got black spotted. Pink makes enemies very quickly. Of course, we move our faction quest forward, research Golem Riders, that'll... Yep, that has already completed, and now we must assign Hakiawai to a city for 6 turns, and we had not yet picked up another city, because things did not happen quite the way I thought they were going to happen. Alright, Pali Inoa in the capital is just barely not getting us to Fervent. So we could hit Fervent, or we could get 10% Science. I think this is a no-brainer. And probably we just produce more... Like, we could produce military units. It's going to take them a while to get to the front. I wonder how worthwhile it is. We could start expanding out toward the Black Earth over here. Or toward the ocean. Nah, I guess let's just pump out... Yeah, let's go ahead and pump out some military units. Do we want to turn the capital to that as well? Did I build the dust refinery here already? Yes, I did. Okay, let's let the capital build the dust refinery. We have pretty good income now. I'd like to see it get pretty gooder. even more pretty gooder. And then let's start pouring troops out. Are pink and red still at war? Okay. I don't want to jump into war with red to find suddenly they're entirely focused on me. Honestly, jumping into war with red at all is likely to have some consequences. $20 pixie blood. Well, I certainly don't have a lot of use for 20 pixie blood, but we could at least sell it. So now that our Palladian is no longer spoken for, Plow Factory is a lot more sensible. Or we could just try to go to Palladian weapons. We're not bringing the Palladian at a rate that is high enough to equip many of our troops. Not yet, at least. We could buy some Palladian, though. And the difference between a Tier 3 iron weapon and a Palladian weapon is really huge. Or, like I said, there are some things we could go back for. We need... Is this 3 more techs? 3 more techs to move up to the next era. Somebody moved up to another research era this turn. I mean, I think we can make some guesses as to who. So we're pretty far behind on tech. Our research rate is going alright, though. Oh, somebody has a level 7 hero. I think we're going to end up not even getting Leader of Leaders. Unfortunately, Makani Che has stopped getting XP quite so rapidly. Well, this is where I want to be for Conquest, but I don't know that we can afford to actually take advantage of it. How badly... see, we don't even really need the sewers anymore. And if we had gotten and built the sewers, they would be wasted right now. So... Sewers off the table. We could just push science a little bit more. We're already using titanium in our troop designs, though, so obviously spending titanium on buildings as well is a little rough. This is like a very hopeful tech choice, but I am choosing to be hopeful. I'm choosing to believe that we can make something happen in this war. For the moment, you just get in there, and then we got to put Hokia Y temporarily in one of these cities. I was really hoping we were going to find a good opportunity to grab Kekwag. We still could. I'm just not sure we could survive what comes afterward. So where do we want to put you for 6 turns? I think probably we don't want to put Hokia Y in any of the cities that are producing anything terribly important. Capital becomes no longer fervent. I guess we could temporarily replace Ululani Rawi. That's not great, but Erindla's not building anything of huge importance anymore. Yeah, I think this will be the least important city for a couple of turns. We're going to reduce our research rate a little bit. And I think we're going to hold on to Hokia Y's skill points here, because it's very unlikely that she remains a governor, I think. Yeah, I think she's probably going to end up being a commander. So we'll just hold on to those skill points for now. We're not losing too much in Erindla by not spending them. It was doing just fine without them with the other undertrained governor. Okay. So we have soldiers coming, eventually. And some of them will even have big impressive weapons. And we're totally going to have enough dust to actually do these retrofits at some point, which is nice. Yep, and Pink just got a hero to level 8. Probably Pink has been getting to use their heroes in war quite a lot. They would give me 28 Palladian for dust refinery. Actually, yes. Actually, I'm totally into that. That sounds like a great deal for me not to have to spend any influence on. Stupid seaweed. Alright, so we'll grab this and then we'll have him scout around Green's territory, obviously. At the very least, we can pick up a bunch of ruins over here. I think there's a fine use of this guy. Alright, do I want to bother grabbing the glass steel extractor here? Probably not, right? We probably just want to pump out troops. I guess the glass steel extractor is such a tiny portion of a unit that, yeah, it's like 40% of a single turn worth of industry. That's fine. Only put one unit in these queues because we're going to be upgrading the unit design in 2 turns. Yeah, you definitely want to get started on that one, though. And we're not expecting Fakir to go anywhere, so maybe if I can put together a little bit of an army, we could go over there and actually take it by force. At the very least, even if we do end up losing this one due to getting a little bottlenecked here and not managing to develop our land any further, we will, at least this time, for sure, get to figure out what the next step of the faction quest looks like. Alright, feeds on bones. You are headed to Inspirational Leader? Yep, I think so. Also, extra fortification on Amgar is not a bad idea. Seems to me that we may need that. Yeah, that's not too bad of a run. Don't like how many blue guys are just kind of running around here. They're not massing up. I don't think we're going to get attacked. Just making me a little bit nervous. This might be a situation where, like, it sure seems like he's just scouting for weaknesses. Maybe we do want to close our borders. We don't have a ton of influence to work with, so maybe that's not worth doing. 1,000 dust. That's an awfully expensive retrofit. All these old unit designs. Makani Che, well, hold on. We'll rebuild Makani Che next turn when we can equip a weapon at the same time. Go up here and merge with that guy. We don't necessarily need to kill red. Like, it's not vital for the sake of our game that we kill red necessarily. It's just that killing red is the best way for us to generate a bunch more valuable terrain at this point. Being stuck on, what do we have? 6 regions? 5 regions? Yeah, 5 regions is not ideal. It is a shame that red was already at war and as such was already generating a real army, at least in terms of size. AIs that have not been at war often will just will just be really weak. Don't you dare. I saw that. Minor faction armies, like neutral armies, will totally grab pearls, and they don't do anything with them, they just delete them. Alright, so plus expansion disapproval, but plus resources from cities. Honestly, totally fine. We are 2 technologies away. So let's go ahead and grab Aquapulvistics. It probably doesn't need to be next, though. It could be the thing we grab after whatever it is we're about to get. The Palladian for the Plow Factory might be a little scarce while we're building weapons out of it, which is definitely what we intend to do. And the same will be true for the Public Works. Also, we don't actually have access to Adamantium. We could probably make statistical methods happen, and we really do need more science. We are pretty behind on the whole science thing. This is probably not something that actually demanded a manual battle, but we may as well. See what you guys are doing, trying to have all that morale, but maybe we could just start in fighting range of them? Wouldn't that be a good idea? Yeah, we'll do like this, really juice up the morale. Okay, and from there I don't know that it much matters what orders we give. I guess we know for a fact that guy will be able to reach there. Yeah, we have so little idea of where these two are going to end up. Wow. Okay, good hit. And that's without the new weapon. These guys are cavalry, remember, so the militia will get the cavalry slayer bonus. Alright, let's rebuild Mykara's equipment a little bit. We can equip an army damage booster and an army initiative booster, I think. You know what? While we're over here, we'll grab that, and then we'll get back on our side of the line, and then redesign. Oh, hey, I forgot. I didn't even remember that we had that quest. Well, that was very convenient. 10 Palladian and 50 Science. Okay. The universe is conspiring to give me a chance here on the Palladian weapons. So, like I said, a little redesign. Just real quick, did I somehow forget to equip Tier 3 armor? I totally did. And I think we're sticking with the swords. It is worth noting that axes with Range Slayer, Ranged Slayer boosts your damage against both ranged and support units. So it will cause us to deal extra damage to their Dust Bishops, which are certainly the most dangerous units they have. However, they also will be running way more stalwarts than bishops. And probably the Infantry Slayer will end up being better. So that's 11, because we only use two-handed weapons. That's 11 Palladian per. Not easy. Not cheap to have a crew so well outfitted, but our stats are going to be a hell of a lot better. And I don't know if Red's even going to get mad at us for stealing these 2 pearls, because they might not be in a position to notice. Okay, yeah, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And over in Arindla, despite the fact that we have a bad governor, we are getting stuff done. Well, I guess it makes sense for us to start building troops, right? Do we want to... Yeah, let's go ahead and build, like, real units out here. We're going to end up with about 2 armies worth of units, and then we can drop Hokia Y onto one of them, and hopefully that will be enough for us to at least menace Kakwag. We have no reason to think that Fakir is going to go anywhere, so we can probably get control of him militarily once we have these like fancy new weapons and stuff. I'm feeling like we might actually, sometime during the next episode, be able to do some stuff militarily, actually have an effect on the part of the game that's happening outside of our own borders. And, I mean, it's not like we're not making any progress. We are still moving our faction quest along, it's just taking a while. Oh, so green is no longer black spotted. He's still... It says unafraid here, but he's still acting worried. He keeps asking for peace. I'm not really sure what to do with that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't give it to him. I'll say that. Does it matter which one we fold in? Not really. Let's get Mykara outfitted here. So the ideal thing to do, I suppose, would be to buy a little bit of adamantium or something. Like, we should... I'm just thinking if we could not tap into our Palladian supply, that would be pretty cool. Is adamantium cheaper? It's a lot cheaper, actually. Okay, so show me stuff I'm missing the resources for. We probably want to go for a hammer rather than a spear. I went for a one-handed adamantium hammer. It wouldn't actually be that expensive, and we could wield breakwall with it. I think I like that. Turns out the resource we don't need is really cheap. So one-handed hammer with break wall. That is that is a mighty glow effect on that shield. Plus, this is going to be a little bit expensive. And actually, I think Army Initiative Boost is totally relevant here because a lot of Broken Lord troops have pretty low initiative. We could also, of course, upgrade some of your other gear a little bit. That's not too bad. And then we have room. We could put on a couple of personal improvement trinkets. This would make the whole army stealthed, but I don't think I actually value that enough to pay 300 dust for it, even if we had the 300 dust to spare right now. The question is, do I want to pay another 6 titanium? Yeah, probably. He probably doesn't need the glass steel ring, but also we're not crunched for glass steel at all. Yeah, alright. That was 162 dust, that retrofit there. And retrofitting the rest of this army is getting more expensive every day. Alright, so I think it's basically when Hakia Y is ready to march, that's when we're thinking about moving on. For the moment, let's just accumulate troops in Omgar. And I think we're going to keep refusing this. We're coming up on a pretty rough empire plan here if I don't refocus the capital a little bit. So now that we're pretty much done with the dust refinery, I think I might do exactly that. We have 8 turns left. It would be kind of neat if we could push up to a, like, this would be awfully handy to have. At the current rate of generation, we're going to get, like 520 more influence. So we would not be able to push out to tier 3 on anything. But we could at least do this empire plan and still have enough influence left over for trying to get Pink to buy us into the war or something. How are they feeling about that deal now? They are still at war with Red. Okay, that's bigger than the bar was before. They are starting to feel like they need help, I think. Well, we are soon going to be in a position to offer it. And I love the fact that Red feels too occupied to declare war on us. They want some assurances that they won't get attacked in the back, and they will not receive them. This region has a Titan Bone booster already, or a Titan Bone deposit already got an extractor up on it. There's another one up there. We could end up with enough Titan Bones coming in to actually run those boosters periodically, which would be a nice thing. Tell me, yes, that is exactly what I wanted to see. So next turn, when Hakia Y... It's weird. Okay, there we go. Next turn, when Hakia Y finishes this step of the faction quest, we're going to get a whole bunch of dust to work with, too. We could swap out so that the well-armed Stone Sentinels are in Makani Che's army. That might be a wise move. We have enough Palladian to start 2 more good Stone Sentinels here. I think I want to do them here and in Rexos. And then we could come up with a more basic Stone Sentinel design. You can also just constantly be editing one design back and forth, which has the advantage of it being easier to upgrade them all into the same thing later. But I'm always a little reluctant to do that for fear of accidentally retrofitting a unit with the strategic weapons into a unit with basic weapons, because you do not get a refund on your spent strategics that way. And I know that, like, you could very easily just be like, hey, don't click the wrong button, but You've seen how I do. You know what? We'll just build some Golem Riders. Golem Riders are strategic free for the moment. Alright, where's this guy? Let's do some ruin searching. We are not going to steal Green's Pearl. How many pearls is that? That is 6 pearls. No, we are not going to steal Green's Pearls. They will be very mad at us. Would like to search that ruin, though. It looks like Green's doing alright for themselves. Okay, it's Sentinel 4. Yeah, Sentinel 4 is the good design. And honestly, like, that's a pretty good unit, right? Initiative's bad, but all the other stats are good. So we get a couple of these Sentinel 4s together. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be enough. You can just get in the garrison for right now, lend a little bit of extra XP to the governor. And I guess I can just have you get in the water and grab some pearls? And these aren't even good amounts of pearls. Alright, I think this coming turn is where we are going to stop the episode. But we are, like, properly geared up. We are ready to fight. And I think we're going to be able to secure a handy, a hefty signing bonus. Maybe that's just me being hopeful. But I'm pretty sure that Pink wants us in this war bad enough to actually pay for it. Okay, Hakia Y just hit level 5, which is a convenient thing. So, we must search that marker with 4 level 4 units. Unfortunately, the units we're building are all level 3 right now, but they will be new ones will be level 4 pretty soon. We know we're going to grab Aquapulvistics after statistical methods. Also, who knows if we might actually be able to get to level 4 through combat, the old-fashioned way. Bad time for the Moonleaf to run out, though. So I guess we can make decisions about exactly what we're doing in most of these directions next episode. But I'm feeling relatively confident. This is step 5 of our faction quest, and this is the last step of part 5. So we're not that far away from the end of it. As long as the next couple of steps aren't super long, it's still possible that we could end this with a quest-based victory. And if we can run Red off of our continent, or at least severely weaken them, and make good friends with Pink, then we might be able to make it so that none of the other players are super quick to react when we start getting victory notifications. Of course, all of this assumes that no other players win the game before we do, which is maybe not a safe assumption. But, you know, we have ways of affecting that, or at least we're currently building ways of affecting that. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we finally do a violence. And we'll see you then.